Hey, here's your tarot sneak peek. The Four of Swords, the King of Swords, the High Priestess, the Tower, the Two of Wands in reverse, and finally, the Seven of Swords. Let's get in. So, this is really exciting for you. Here is your message. Take a rest. Take a step back, retreat, look after yourself. Okay, really give yourself self-care. King of Swords is all about structure, organization, schedules, routines. So take a really good look at your calendar, and when you have time that you can be free to do nothing, to look after yourself, do it. So if you find yourself with a few minutes waiting around for something else or whatever, and you do think to yourself, oh, while I'm waiting, I could be doing that. No. Take rest. Look after yourself. Prepare yourself. The High Priestess, trust in your intuition. So trust in your gut when someone does approach you asking about something. Trust in your gut if you should say yes or no. For the most part, it's no. You have other plans, okay? You have commitments. And I know that is hard to say no to some certain types of people. They don't need an explanation. They don't deserve an explanation. You don't have to go into detail about how you need to look after yourself, that you just want to take a step back. You don't need to say anything. Just say that you're busy already, okay? That's none of their concern. And to be honest, if they push you, then that's the universe warning you anyway that they are not someone you should be associating yourself with anyway, or giving your time and energy to anyway. So, yes. When you find yourself having the urge to do that DIY project that you've been putting off for months anyway, let it wait. It can wait a little bit longer because your priority right now is to rest. Sleep, self-care, sit on the sofa, watch TV, read a book, do anything that's conserving your energy, building up your energy for what's next, okay? You need to physically, mentally, spiritually prepare yourself for the Tower. This is a very descriptive card in my cat tarot because it is Alice in Wonderland. So she's falling down the rabbit hole. Now that's very, very chaotic, isn't it? But trust. So you need to conserve your energy for this situation that's about to happen in your life. You need your energy, but embrace it because it is a good thing. The Tower is always a good thing. I always say to people, it's like the worst day of your life. It's one of the worst days of your life. Like you have a terrible, awful time, and so you need your energy. But in the future, so if we get onto this card, you look back and have to admit, actually, if this bad day hadn't happened, if this chaotic thing hadn't happened in my life where my intuition was tested, my gut instincts, things like that, I wouldn't be where I am now, in a happier, much happier place. And now we get onto this. So the Two of Wands normally talks about two things happening in tandem at the same time. With it being in reversed, it talks about finally letting go of something that was draining you of energy. So again, we have this thing here of looking at your calendar, planning strategically ahead for the next months and couple of months' time of what you should do and what you shouldn't do. So don't be saying yes to lots of things. Allocate time for rest, because it also talks about this is all that you've ever wanted. It's finally happening. No more struggle of feeling like you had to do both of these things. Okay, it's time. This Tower moment is coming into your life with the High Priestess also talks about divinely guided, divinely protected, which is again why you should rest, because it's respectful for your spirit team who are trying to help you and heal you and give you energy if you help them along by also resting. So it talks about that of the divine guidance of placing you on the path that you're meant to be on. And these past few months, you have been manifesting because you've been thinking and feeling about how you're stressed, you don't really want to be doing all this stuff. And, it was putting you in the spotlight. That's what I was getting, because it is Elvis Presley. It was putting you in the spotlight in a way that made you uncomfortable. So for example, if we come back to this person who keeps asking things of you and you keep saying yes, perhaps this is the thing that you finally let go of because you go, no, no more, because you're not working with me in the way that I want to, and I'm uncomfortable about it, and I'd rather be just doing this one thing over here instead. This is what happens. Something happens where you're finally able to say no more to that second thing and finally be able to focus on the other thing, fully focus on it. And that brings you so much joy and happiness because that's what you wanted. And it finally frees you up that time, that energy to focus really on that path and doing that one thing that you want to be doing. Which is how we end with the Seven of Swords. Sword is mental energy, and it's the Mad Hatter. So it very much talks about now you can manifest your biggest desire, all of your dreams, make them a reality. Your imagination, like the the sky is your limit, or whatever the saying is, of like, go wild with your imagination, be creative. Of now that this kind of gives actually that these past few months having to struggle with these two things, doing this one thing that you didn't really want to be doing, it's almost as if you lost faith in the universe a little bit and you kept asking for signs and you kept asking for divine guidance and support and just feeling a little bit abandoned. When in actual fact, it was your spirit team working hard behind the scenes, trying to line this up for you. So, affecting other people's lives so that it could finally hit you at the right time so that you could get to this point. But obviously, that's still them not being with you because they're dealing with other stuff. So, that's how you feel so lost. And you were really getting to the point of like, what's the point? I've tried everything. This isn't what I wanted to be doing, but it seems to be what I'm doing. So what other choice do I have, right? And you really started to get into that point of like, what do I do? I'm so fed up. I'm not getting any signs or anything. Well, here it is. Here's your sign. The universe is listening to you, your spirit team, your guides. They're here for you. They say just wait a little bit longer. This is your task now, your focus. Rest so much. Look after yourself. Self-care. Look into your calendar. Okay? Prepare yourself for the next couple of months. And yeah, you've got this.